The doomsday clock is ticking. Treasury Secretary Janet Yellen is warning the economy could fall into recession if Congress fails to address the debt ceiling by October 18th. President Biden and other Democrats say eliminating the filibuster is now a possibility as Democrats scramble to avoid a historic default. Biden also is scheduled to meet with bank CEOs and other business leaders to address the federal borrowing limit today. That's crossing this morning. I want to bring in Florida Senator, NRSC Chairman, Senate Homeland Security Committee and Armed Forces Committee member Rick Scott. And Senator, it's good to see you. And I first want to get your reaction to the fact that now the president, we're just learning, is going to meet with bank CEOs. Your reaction?
You know what? I mean, what he should meet with is families across our country that are struggling with inflation. I mean, there's families all across the country, like what my mom was dealing with when I grew up. We lived in public housing. They're worried about, do I have money for gas? Do I have money for food? Gosh, I can't buy a car anymore, and home prices have skyrocketed, rents up, because this reckless government spending is causing inflation. That's who he should meet with. He should stop and say, I care about people like that, but he doesn't. He wants to meet with the CEOs of banks. Of course they want to spend more money. I mean, what we need to do is do what every family has to do. Live within our means. Don't quit borrowing money. Quit maxing out their credit card. That's what we've got to do. This doesn't make any sense up here. I've been up here 2.5 years. They want to just spend your money and tax you to death. Yeah. Tax, spend your money.
Yeah, no, well, they're proving that, Senator, and I'm going to get to your op-ed in a moment, but the Wall Street Journal editorial board had an editorial out that they called it the debt ceiling deception. And it says basically that he's already giving away the real reason Democrats aren't going to use the budget bill, any means they have to basically raise the debt ceiling and then move forward with the $3.5 trillion bill in infrastructure. They say that, that basically it goes along the same lines of them saying, oh, yeah, illegals crossing the border, that's just, quote, seasonal. The Afghanistan withdrawal, that was a complete success. That they're basically gaslighting the American people that their taxes aren't going to go up if all this spending happens in Washington. So,
Cheryl, they don't want to do it. Cheryl, they don't want to do it because if they do reconciliation, which is the way they've known they have to do it, they have to put a number in. They have to tell the American public they're going to take the national debt from $28 trillion to $45 trillion. That's why they don't want to do it. It's all smoke and mirrors. They don't want to tell people. They don't want to be honest with people. The debt's going to go to $45 trillion. And your interest expenses are going to go up. We'll have less money to spend on all the programs. They don't want to tell people that. They just want to spend your money. They want to just suspend the debt ceiling. It sounds nicer.
Yeah, I want to bring in Katie McFarland into all of this because she as well has had some thoughts on what we're seeing. Katie, go ahead.
Look, Republicans should not support any of this agenda because we're now at the 1979 moment. Cheryl, you're not old enough to remember, but when Jimmy Carter was president, we had high inflation, high unemployment. We had a stagnant economy. We were getting pushed around by the Russians, the Iranians, everybody. We had a border crisis. And what happened as a result of that, especially after gas lines and gas rationing and high gasoline prices? The American people said, we've had enough of this, and they voted Ronald Reagan in 1980. And Reagan had an agenda of economic growth, peace and prosperity that lasted for a generation. So I think we're at a Jimmy Carter 2.0 on steroids moment, and I really hope that the Republicans do not enable or join with Jimmy Carter 2.0. Stand your ground and be reelected and then win again the White House in 2024.
And Senator, the midterms are next year.
Yeah, we're going to do great next year in the midterms, but in the meantime, what the Democrats are doing are hurting poor families. I mean, look at gas prices and food prices and car prices and home prices, rent. I mean, that's what they're doing. In the meantime, they are hurting families all across this country. I watched it as a kid growing up with my mom struggling with inflation. Why don't the Democrats care about poor people? Why don't they care about people on fixed income? Why do they want to lie to the American public that they want to spend this money knowing we're not fixing Medicare, we're not fixing Social Security, we don't have enough money for the military? I mean, why do they want to lie? The Democrats are just simply lying to the American public.
I do want to get to that op-ed that you wrote because it was great. You wrote it on foxbusiness.com. You warned about the consequences to the Democrats, this tax and spending spree that you're talking about here. And you say reckless government spending and gross mismanagement of federal debt threatens the eminent financial standing of our republic. Senator, the president says those who don't support his spending bills are complicit in the decline of the country.
Right. So let's think about already, we only collect about $3.5 trillion in revenues a year. our interest expense is already over $300 billion a year. If you take this debt to $45 trillion and we go back to normalized interest, it will be half of what we collect. Half. How do you pay for Social Security and Medicare and have a strong military to be able to defend ourselves against China? I mean, the Democrats just don't care. What we've got to do is live within our means. I have a bill that says any bill we have that has deficit spending, we're going to take it. It takes a 2/3 majority of the House and Senate. On top of that, we have a bill that says we are never going to default on our debt. We're going to prioritize our debt, or the things for our seniors, our military, things like that, our veterans. So we're going to live within our means like you do. You have to live within your means. We all within our means. All of our families do. Our businesses do, but not our federal government, according to the Democrats.
Yeah. Well, as far as I know, my bank did not give me an unlimited credit card to spend. But that's what's being talked about at this point with this debt ceiling debate. Senator Rick Scott, it's great to have you on the show. Thank you, Senator.